for ENG116, and our team is called TeamTam. For those that don't understand, my name is okay. My name is Raphael. This is Karias, Xian, and Cornelius. And next. And we'll be doing the framework for Ready Player One. Any of you watch Ready Player One? I'm sure most of you have. For those that watch, please put your hands down. Okay, anyways. We're using the face triangle as well as we'll break down using the character archetypes for the little one. Next. Okay, first is the plot. The plot is about this guy called Wade Walks. Actually, his avatar name being possible, and it will be in the dystopian future. Why do I say dystopian future? It's because, as you can see from the first two pictures, they actually can see they're living in the slums, and they actually got stacks. And why is stacking? Because it's stacking. And basically, his game room, right, actually is in a broken down van. And the main story of this whole Ready Player One is where he had to go through many ordeals, milestones, and collect these 3 keys, which will eventually get to the golden egg. What is the golden egg? The golden egg was already left in the game called Oasis by a Halliday, which recently died. And next. And apparently, right, once you get the golden egg, you will get the inheritance of Oasis, as well as $500 billion. And for those that don't know how much $500 billion is this amount of Digimon degrees, as well as 166 billion chicken rice. Okay, next. And I'll pass to Karias.
Okay, so now I'll be explaining a bit of the fatal triangle and we'll move on. So the fatal triangle is made of 5 parts. So we know the exposition, realization, climax, formation, and denouement. So we have the inciting incident between the exposition and the realization, and the resolution just before the denouement. Yeah, so now we will start with the exposition, the explanation of the settings, the characters, and the situation. So what we have is actually a dystopian future with Oasis, a troubled game world up for grabs because of the death of Halliday. So our hero, Parzival, or known as Wade Watts in real life, is a lonely hero that was obsessed with the game world as well as Halliday's inventions. So we also present other characters such as the main villain, which is Sorrento, the CEO of a big organization called IOI, as well as Halliday, whose in-game persona is Amrat. So the first challenge to obtain 3 of his magical keys to obtain his inheritance is known as the challenges. So the first one is a race, and the race has been found out 5 years ago, but nothing has changed since these 5 years. But eventually, Parzival decides to try the race again, so he decides to attend it. So while doing this, this actually explains like most of our roles and our characters, and thus this is our exposition. So moving on to the inciting incident. So after losing one of the races, he met up with this girl called Artemis, and Artemis actually kind of inspired him to see more about the clues, see if there's anything that he missed out. So he went back and decided to visit this Halliday journals, which is basically an archive for Halliday's memories. So he figures out that there's this one clue in one of the sentences that Halliday said to his co-founder, which was, "Why can't we go backwards for once?" So Parzival decides that to try that out in the race. So he drove backwards during the race, and because of that, he actually unlocked the secret door, which allowed him to complete the first challenges while skipping all the monsters and everything, and then reaching the end. So now he gets the first key, and he's the first winner, and he shares it with all his friends. So as you can see, there's a change in stagnant role. So this is why this is the exciting action. So now we move on to the rising action. So eventually he captures the attention of IOI, Sorrento's company. And Sorrento tries to bribe him at first. He sets up a communication channel with him, tries to bribe him with money, but he fails. So eventually Sorrento actually finds out like who is he in real life, and decides to bomb him. So what Sorrento did was goes over to the stacks, and then he causes an explosion at his home, but he wasn't at home because his rig was at a separate place. So he actually ends up killing his foster parents, and enraged, but he managed to escape. And he was picked up later on by the girl that he met earlier, Artemis, and the rebellion in real life. So the rebellion are people who are working against Sorrento's company, the IOI. So eventually he works with his friends to solve the second key, and during this time he actually won a bet with the Halliday Journal's curator, which gave him a quarter, a 25-cent coin, which he kept in his pocket. So Artemis is later captured in an IOI raid because Sorrento realized that he he knew that Parzival was still alive because he wanted to kill him. So eventually Parzival and Artemis worked out that Sorrento knew where the third key was, and he barricaded himself there. So there is tension and there is progress. Thus this is the resolution. So now we move on to the most important point, which is the climax. So Parzival and Artemis, they actually raised a rebellion along with their friends to try and confront Sorrento. So eventually they managed to take down the barricades and managed to take down Sorrento's enemies, Sorrento's allies, and confront Sorrento himself. And Sorrento tries his best to bribe him again, but fails obviously. And then he uses the catalyst bomb, which is actually a bomb in the game which allows him to kill everyone on the map. So he actually with that, the climax is what we thought has the most impact because Parzival is killed in the process of the catalyst bomb. But in the following action, it showed that he revives because of the extra life, which is the 25 cents point that he managed to get his early victory. So he plays Adventure, which is the last challenge. It's a video game, and he explains why this video game was chosen and watched and talks more about Oasis. So he starts answering what questions the audience might have. And then when he manages to get all 3 keys, he unlocks the gate and meets Anorak, which is Halliday's persona in the game. So Halliday actually told him that you need to sign this contract, but then he actually quotes Halliday saying that I'm not going to make the same mistake as you did. And this referred to previously Halliday signing off his co-founder's stocks to him, such that basically he inherited his co-founder's stocks because his co-founder wanted to quit, so losing his only friend. So Parzival didn't choose that route. So as you can see, like questions are answered and the tension slowly begins to form, and thus this is the full action for us. So I'll move on and then we'll go back to Raphael.
Okay, finally, it's the resolution. It's when we actually see that everything coming together and the audience answer questions are already answered. So after going through multiple tests, which is the final one being the contract signing, actually he meets with Halliday, the person himself. Actually, Halliday modeled himself and put into the game Oasis. And this is the final meeting for Halliday. Halliday presents him the golden egg, which he's been searching for 5 years. And with that, right, Halliday actually gives him some insightful advice. He says that Oasis, even though it's just a game, what's more important actually is your personal life as well as your friends, your family, and not everything's just about the game. And while Halliday is giving the golden egg to Parzival, at the same time, Nolan, which is the villain, actually points a gun towards Parzival in real life, but he doesn't see it. But after seeing that Parzival got the golden egg, he actually was overwhelmed with his own feelings, and he just gives himself to the police. Next. Finally, is the denouement. Denouement actually is where everything ties up together. You can see that Parzival, or in real life, Wade walks, actually gets the girl. Not only that, he meets up with this guy called Moro, which actually apparently is the mentor figure, and because he was the curator all along. So from day one, actually, right, Parzival already met the curator, and the curator was already guiding him all along, giving him the extra coin, giving advices, even leading to the clue to the third key. Next. I'll pass my time to call.
So now we're talking about different characters shown in the movie. As you can see, there are many different types of characters here, and most of the characters here are played by their online avatars. So as you can see, most of their avatars do not look like them. Some do, but most of it don't. For example, like Sho, he's an 11-year-old kid, but he plays an adult character. And for example, you see his age, she's actually a female, but she plays a male body character. So sometimes these avatars, they help to portray their characters, and sometimes in a way, show like how they actually portray themselves, how they see themselves as. It may not be exactly who they are. But for example, for Daito, he's a Japanese man, he plays a Japanese-looking character, so he's showing off himself. But as I said, characters have their own personalities and their own goals, and character archetypes will help you determine what kind of role they fulfill and how they progress the story. So now we'll be talking about the 3 different archetypes we'll be covering: the hero, the shadow, and the mentor. So as our hero, he is Wade Owen Watts. He is an 18-year-old introverted kid, just like most Digipen students. Except we're not 18. He's poor and he's orphan, and he lives in the stacks, which is like it's like a slums, but it's more vertically up. Yeah. So he plays as Pacific online in Oasis, and once he goes online, his personality changes from being more introverted to be more open and confident. I know most of us, when we go online, our personality sort of change and know who we are. So in a way, similarly, he uses it as a form of refuge. So, first of all, he's a winning hero. When the challenge for the keys was issued to him, first he immediately jumped and became a hunter, which is an egg hunter, where they hunt for the 3 keys and get an egg in the end. So, because the challenge was issued 5 years ago, and it's been very long since the challenge was issued, and he still continued to persevere on and continue to fight for the challenge. And there's a reason why, because he idolized Halliday. He idolized Halliday for creating the safe haven that he liked to confide in. And at the same time, he also sees him as like a god for creating such a beautiful world. And also, obviously, he wanted to gain inheritance so that he can live a better life. He can buy things that he never had. He can have like a better life, live a better life. Yeah. But as soon as Lorenzo walked up to him and offered him money to stop his goal, to stop him from getting the egg, he actually realized that money is not what he wanted, and all he wanted was, after that, was just to save the Oasis, to retain it how it is, because he knows that Sorrento has very bad intentions, and he wants to keep it the way it is. But unconsciously, all along, he just wanted to find purpose in his life. Because from the start, he first entered the Oasis as a means of escaping reality. So he wants to find purpose and meaning in his life. But at the end of the movie, once he managed to get the egg, he actually realized that his real life offline is just as important as his life online. And he should spend more time offline than online. Yeah. So, at the beginning of the story, he was more of a loner hero. At multiple instances of the movie, he stated that he did not plan up. He chose not to plan up. He wants to be alone. He's a solo player. And even though he does things with his friends, online friends, he actually didn't do them cooperatively, but then competitively. He wants to be the first to get an egg. And yeah, he's very self-reliant on himself, and he treats this as a challenge to himself, so he can prove himself that he can do it. But once he realized that he's actually powerless offline and against Sorrento and his army in real life, he actually realized that he can't do it by himself. And that's when he slowly shifts into a more group-oriented hero. After being rescued by Artemis and his friends in real life by IOI, he realizes that teamwork is actually very important. So after that, he broke his mindset and he formed a clan called the High Five. High Five being the top 5 players in the leaderboard. So once he created the High Five, they managed to get the second key, and they finished the challenge and obtained the key. So on the way to getting the third key, Sorrento actually barricaded himself in the location of the third key and does not allow people to enter it. So this prevents them from obtaining the last key. So in order to be able to get to the last key, he actually raised an army with all the other players in Oasis, and they fight back against Sorrento online. Yeah. So once he got the third key, he managed to get their inheritance, and he decided to split inheritance equally with his teammates because he realizes that he can't do it all alone, and he needed the help of his friends.
So now moving on to Sherlock, which we believe is very suitable for this person here, which is the CEO of IOI. So he is actually IOI is the company that is a communication conglomerate, which they also make like accessories and peripherals for the Oasis. So whenever you see in the film people playing the things, right, it's all very consistent. Like they are a very big company that does all this, like it's like Apple like that. And so he also has so his main objective in the whole film is just one thing, is to acquire the egg, but all means necessary. So he's actually portrayed as like very selfish, very manipulative, calculative individual that has little regard for human life. So he actually has this, he hires this small group of employees from IOI called the Sixers. It's a slang for, because how they are identifying themselves with their 6-digit numbers. Yeah, so they are actually a small group of people who are also like hunters. They are specialized in trying to find the egg for him. So his intentions to to make money off Oasis was very clear from the start. As you can see from the second picture, he started off working as an apprentice for Holiday, and then later in the film he actually said that he wanted to monetize the Oasis, and he plans to implant a monthly fee kind of thing to all the users, and also putting in a lot of advertisements so he can maximize his profits once he actually gains control of Oasis. So later and after that, actually one part of the film he actually he tried to bribe Pariso with property and money, because he sees potential in him, in trying to find the thing, he can help him with it so he tried to bribe him over with it, but obviously Pariso rejected it. So in turn he actually became aggressive. He tried to blackmail him and threaten him, saying that he knew his location, where he lived, and what his real name was, because in real life they actually keep their entities very separate from the online ones. So yeah, and then you find out that he actually bombs his home, which is the Stacks. So why he fits into this shadow archetype is because you can see that he's like the polar opposite of Pariso, not just intention wise, but physically he's the rich and very powerful guy, but compared to Pariso, he's just this poor lonely guy who probably doesn't have enough credit for his own character. So, and then he's also that character that put up a good fight against Pariso that had him struggle all the way to the very end. And he also was the one that he has to be removed from removed from the story, arrested in a sense, for the story to progress. Yeah. So the next character I'm talking about will be Outer Morrow, which has the online persona creator, and we believe he falls into the fallen mentor archetype. So a little backstory about him: he is the best friend of Holiday, the dead creator, and then he was also the co-creator. Yeah, and then shortly after, in the middle, where he decided to leave the main company because he found that he was concerned that players were being too immersed into this Oasis game and using it to escape reality. So instead, he had left the company and created another one with his wife to make more educational games. Yeah, and so for what is his roles in the film, right? From the start, he not known to the audience yet that he was actually the curator, but he helped the main character Pariso with the archive. So he was the one in charge of the archives. And then so he goes through the memories with him to find clues and eventually help him to get the key. And he also unconsciously made a losing bet to Pariso, which in turn he gave him that quarter coin that saved his life, which means he actually indirectly saved him from death, because he died from the catalyst bomb. Yeah. So even after the story, he actually, where Sorrento was actually eventually arrested, he even offered to be the advisor for the High Five as they take over the company to manage its resources. And so you can see that he's actually the protagonist. He helped him right from the start, but unknowingly. And at the end of towards the end, he also came up with this line that said, everyone has been watching, some has been watching closer than others. So it's he's not really explicitly saying that he was the curator, but hinting, as well as he actually flips this coin at him in real life to him. So that's how Pariso actually found out that he was the curator, in simple terms. And in what way he fits in the mental archetype is because he did two things. He advised the Pariso, and also he gave, which is the two main things that mentors do. And he also provided information from the past that helped in helping Pariso to save the day. And he fits in the fallen mentor because he had troubles in the past, and he doesn't want Pariso to make the same mistakes as he did. Okay. So these are the references.